New Thought Media Network and the Universal Joy Center are proud to bring you The Joy Show. One voice, one story, infinite inspiration. Join your host, Barbara Jean, every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time or 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Tune in live or watch anytime on youtube.com/UJOYC. The Joy Show with Barbara Jean. The perfect way to get inspired on Friday afternoons. Only on New Thought Media Network. And please like, share, and subscribe. And now, let's join Barbara Jean on The Joy Show.
Good afternoon and welcome to The Joy Show. One voice, one story, infinite information. And joy for me means just one you. We are all unique and special. So there's never been another you in all time, and there never will be again. You're unrepeatable. So I'm Barbara Jean, your host, and I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. And I just want to begin with a land acknowledgement. We're honored to be meeting on this land that many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people from across Turtle Island call home. We acknowledge and thank the original caretakers and knowledge keepers of this territory. The Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat. We also give thanks to all other Indigenous peoples, recorded and unrecorded, who have shared responsibility for this territory. We accept our responsibility, past and present, to peaceably share and care for the resources that surround us. We therefore strive to be allies and take an active part in reconciliation. We are one. Miigwech. Well, I am so excited. My good friend Zô DeMuro is here today, launching his great new book called From Vision to Reality, Transforming Your Life Experience by Achieving Smart Goals and Beyond. Ooh, yes. So most people don't fail because of lack of ambition. They fail because they were never taught how to turn a vision into reality, one that actually works. So this book is not just another goal-setting book. It's a clear, practical, and deeply human guide to creating meaningful progress without burnout, confusion, or rigid systems that don't adapt to your life. The book was written for you. Zô is a powerhouse and really has done a great job with this. Originally from New York City, relocated to the West Coast 30 years ago or more, a move that profoundly deepened his emotional and spiritual journey and continues to guide his life with clarity and purpose. A dedicated presence in the health and wellness community since 1989, he has served in a wide range of roles, including certified personal trainer, performance coach, certified wellness coach, transformational coach, and spiritual advisor. Zô is honored to have contributed as a trained co-facilitator, content creator, and active member of support groups for adult survivors of child abuse. Work rooted in compassion, healing, and shared strength. Across all endeavors, Zô's life mission remains constant, supporting others in living fully, freely, and authentically. And to further that mission, he published his book, From Vision to Reality, Transforming Your Life Experience by Achieving Smart Goals. Welcome, Zô DeMuro. Hey.
Thank you.
Oh, so glad you could be here today. This is fantastic. So your book, this is exciting. Why did you write a book now?
Okay. Well, actually, I wrote the book. I started to write the book about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And it just kind of floated around for a bit and was like, okay, I think I know what I want. And I finished it, about a year or so ago.
Okay.
Okay, this is it. Done. Absolutely. And people kept on saying, well, when are you going to publish it? When are you going to? I just need to do a couple more things. And then when I pulled it up again, I looked at it and I said, it's missing something.
Yeah.
And originally it was really just the goal setting part.
Okay.
It wasn't really that full transformational aspect of it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've been doing for the past couple of years is I was hosting a show on the New Thought Media Network that dealt specifically with transformation. And I realized the reason that people want to achieve their goals is because they are trying to transform their lives in some way, shape, or form. So why not
Exactly.
bring all of this together? And as I looked at it from that perspective, I said, this is a bridge. I have a way of taking that vision and taking the end result and bringing them together in such a way that actually will make sense.
And it does. It really does. Like, having gone through your book, I've only read about half of it, but having gone through it from front to back, I can see the steps. They're logical, they're reasonable, they make sense. So it's a book you're going to do rather than just read.
Right, right.
That's that's the part.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you don't do you, you won't get done. So tell me a little bit about the book.
Okay. So as I said, I wanted to be able to bridge what I felt was a gap between what people envision their life to be and then
Mhm.
the things that they do to make that happen. And I originally wanted this to come out in January because January is the month like where everyone has taken all of these wonderful ideas as to what they're going to do, and they wrote all of their resolutions, and then their resolutions go to use the technical term.
Exactly. Like, they do them and they turn around and go, "Oh, what was that? Oh, right. I said I was going to lose weight this year, and look at me now.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to stop smoking, and look at me now." It's like all of that stuff. So, yeah, I know all about resolutions.
Yes, I
Yeah.
personally made one resolution a number of years ago, and it was one that I absolutely kept, and I have kept for many years now, and that is to not make any more resolutions.
Good for you. Yeah, I stopped doing them many, many years ago. I do a list of, the different areas of my life, and then the spiritual goals for those areas.
Right.
Something that, I want to see in that area, more about how I want to feel than, do. So all of it kind of works together. But yeah, I don't know how many resolutions I let slide by the wayside. And I'm sure most of us can relate to that. So,
Well,
um,
I wanted,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I wanted to write something that would appeal to different audiences. All right.
Yes.
So obviously, I've spent a lot of time, well, not obviously, I have spent a lot of time working in the spiritual side of the world.
Yeah.
And it's very important to me. But one of the things that I know without a doubt is that spirituality is not the same thing as religion. It's not the same thing as dogma
True.
or even your beliefs.
Hmm.
It spirituality is about life. I mean,
Yes.
we talk about a spirited conversation, and we talk about, when the spirit moves me, it's such. So I wanted people who did have a spiritual perspective to be able to appreciate that. And I also
Yeah.
wanted people who had never had any aspect of dealing with spirituality directly to not feel that they were somehow not the proper audience for the book. So I wrote it in such a way that it could be open to everyone.
I like that. I like that because I think that's important with any book, that we find a way to bridge some things that actually do work together, but to do it in a way that people are willing to open the cover, which
Hmm.
is an important part. No good writing a book that nobody reads.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the one thing about the book that I definitely have to say in terms of audience is that this is not a book for people who are looking for the quick fix.
No.
This is not the magic book that's going to say, well, if you do this, oh my God, everything's perfect. This is, you have to work. There's no
Yes.
question. There is no
Well,
question.
I think that quick fix idea is, I mean, that's what people want, but it doesn't work. It's not reasonable. And it kind of leaves people wanting even more. Like it doesn't take you where you really think it's going to, which is, unfortunate that people don't recognize that before they start. But we want quick answers.
Yep. Yep.
Everything's like that. What did somebody say? That fast food mentality, that drive-through mentality. Let me just grab it and run because
Mhm.
all is well. Forgetting that wherever I go, there I am.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I really enjoyed the preface, which was written by Michelle Wadley. She
yes.
did a really nice write-up. I like the beginning. Our world is filled with many different voices offering guidance, insight, and inspiration in unique ways. This is a wonderful thing, pardon me, because beings learn and grow differently. Each of us processes information at our own rhythm, and no single path speaks to everyone. And that's why books like this matter. They open new doorways of seeing into personal transformation. I like the way she worded that and how it kind of speaks to that greater possibility for people. And I think anyone reading that is going to go, okay, well, this could work for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there are certainly some, I'd say some creative types who don't like the idea of a process. They don't
Mhm.
they don't think in a linear fashion necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm a very creative person. I love to write and to draw and all of that.
Yeah.
Um, but there are times that process makes a big difference for me. Um, so
Me
that's why
too.
I wrote this in the way that I did. Um, and I took something that has been around for years, the idea of SMART goals, and it
Yes.
has been trashed so many times. People,
Like everything.
and I think it was seriously because people just weren't really looking at some of the aspects of it um,
Mhm.
in, I don't want to say in the right way, but in a way that would really be most helpful to them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, when I was looking at that part, for me, it worked really, really well because you broke it down into kind of these bite-sized pieces that made it uh, a little easier to swallow, perhaps. Um, like I like that building blocks of transformation, like creating the vision, defining the outcome, developing the goals. It's like these are the things that are going to get us to where we want to go. It's one thing to have a vision, but if we don't do something with it, then that's all it is wishful thinking.
Mhm.
This has given it some real meat, so to speak, to begin to move it into a place of actual manifestation where we can begin to create some of these. Um, I love that you went into the visioning process. Have you been using the visioning process for quite a while or?
Oh, quite a while. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, the way I originally did visioning was very different from, say, the way Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith does.
Hmm.
And I've learned, I included a number of techniques because I've tried them all and I've enjoyed them all.
Yeah.
Um, but I started with a very, very basic vision board, just
Hmm.
putting up pictures of things that inspired me, things
Yeah.
that I wanted to keep fresh in my mind. And then I started realizing that understanding what that meant to me would change.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, so if the meaning of it changes, then how do I actually get to that? What is it that I'm trying to get to? Um, so I started to expand them more, and then I learned more about visioning, and um, then I started incorporating more than just images and started using words as well.
Hmm.
And that just started to cascade and grow and grow.
I love
Um,
it. I
but
love it.
and the funny thing is, when I do formal visioning sessions where I'm
Yes.
sitting there and specific questions are asked, and you're supposed to write down your response and all that, I invariably come up with an almost blank piece of paper.
Yeah.
I need to sit with it. All of that goes in, but it doesn't
Mhm.
always necessarily come right back out again quickly. But then
It sometimes takes a minute.
over the course of days or sometimes even a week or more,
Yeah.
things just germinate and they just start flowing. It's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah. It is, and you start to see the synchronicities of the world around you that is starting to move in a way that shows that you're kind of on the right path. Like things
Mhm.
start, these yeses start showing up where you go, oh, I wasn't sure how I was going to do that, but look who showed up here. And all of a sudden, these things start working out in ways you wouldn't even have imagined.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I call it the red car syndrome. If you if
Yes,
you if you are thinking of buying a red car or buy a red car, you suddenly see red cars everywhere.
everywhere. Well, I remember years ago, I bought myself a Toyota Camry, and this was many, 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 many years ago. And I had seen one that was this really dark, dark, dark green, kind of a foresty green. It was almost black. It was so dark. But as soon as I saw it, I went, oh, that's the color I want. And but as soon as I bought the car, it was
Mhm.
like everywhere I looked, there was a green a green Camry just like mine, or the Lexus, which looked pretty much the same as the Camry did. So it was like the 2 cars painted the same paint job, and it was, but that's exactly what happens. It's, the minute you create that idea and go out and fulfill it, yeah, everywhere you look, there it is. We notice um, what we focus on or what we
Mhm.
think about is what we notice. Yeah.
Right. And focus is such an important word. Being able to
Mhm.
maintain focus. And that was one
Yeah.
of the things that I learned working with my clients over the years
Yeah.
is that when you're in, when let's take the physical side of things. When I was doing personal training,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, yes, let's get together X number of days a week and let's do these exercises. And don't forget when you're not with me, do these exercises.
Yes.
And then they come back and it's like, so how many days did you do those exercises?
The day I was with you.
So being able to maintain focus is really important. And I found that using a process such as I outline in the book, it really helps you with that. And
Mhm.
one of the things that I like about it is that people will when I had sessions with people and we would do this type of work, um, usually we would have a week or two between sessions and they'd come back and they'd say, oh, you're not going to be very happy with me, or oh, you're going to be really happy with me. And I was like, okay, neither of those do I care about. I care about,
Exactly.
are you happy
Are
with
you
this?
happy with you? There's the magic question. We do so much for everything outside of us rather than for what's inside of us.
Accountability that is external, that's going to fade.
Yeah.
That is going to fade. So I want people to have that sense of internal accountability. I want them to also have a sense of self-efficacy. I want
Mhm.
them to be able to do for themselves. And that's the way this was set up. And even when I was doing this as sessions with people, the
Mhm.
idea of the sessions was to teach the process. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And then
Just
people would go
yeah,
and do the process.
and
Uh,
find their answers.
yeah. So when they came in and they said that something didn't work well, we
Yeah.
had tools that we could use to understand what does that really mean.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really powerful. I think because I think what people sometimes don't understand is the only changes they can ever make are the ones within themselves. And I can't do it for them. You can't do it for them. And they can't do it for someone else. And that can be a bit of a challenge sometimes going, you mean I'm to blame for this? And it's not about blame. It's more about responsibility
Right.
because you have the ability to respond to whatever's going on, and therefore you have the ability to alter or change it or whatever. You're that powerful.
Yeah. And the way you just described responsibility, the ability to respond is so
Mhm.
important because so often people look at responsibility as obligation.
Yes.
And when you look at it as the ability to respond, it's respond to something that's of importance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I really like how you outlined the difference between outcome and goals and why it
Mm.
matters. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Oh, sure. This was probably one of the areas where I had the most arguments with people when I was writing this. They'd say,
Uh,
"Oh yeah, I have a goal. No, I really want to be happier."
yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's nice. How in
Mhm.
the world do you do happier? What does that
Exactly.
mean to you? All right.
Yeah.
So being able to understand what that meant often actually it almost always turned into I don't want this and I don't want this and I don't want
I don't want all these things. I want happiness. Yeah. Yeah. Here,
okay.
let's go to the happy store and buy one.
So
Doesn't
then
work.
we would be able to and oftentimes when people came at me with that, I would ask them about visioning and they would go, nah, I'm not really into visioning.
Yeah.
But once we started to dig into what does it mean to be happier,
Yeah.
that's when the vision started to come. And that's when we were able to say, okay, so for this to be true, what would that look like in your life?
Yeah.
And then things start to fall into place. And then we start to see, well, if I do this, all right. And even if I don't do something, well, if you're not doing something, why were you doing it in the first place?
Exactly. That's a good
All right.
question.
Was it giving
Yeah.
you something of value?
Mhm.
All right. And
Yeah.
invariably, the things that we do, even if they're detrimental, there was some belief
Yep.
that they were of value, or at some point in time in our life, they were of value.
Value. Yeah,
I mean, I
that's a
make,
really big one. Yeah. Go ahead.
now, I mean, I uh, make it very clear whenever anyone works with me, if the topic of abuse comes up, that yes, I was abused, and I've worked my way through that.
Yeah.
Um, and I completely lost my train of thought on that. Where was I going to go with that? I
We
don't
were
know.
talking about outcomes and
It was
goals,
important,
and
but I can't remember why now. It'll come
we'll
back.
get back to it. You'll find it. That's fun. That's fun. So, why is I want to be happier not a goal?
Okay. Because you can't do happier.
Right.
Okay. So you have to be doing something
For it to be a
that is
goal.
going to bring about more comfort, that's going to bring about a greater sense of accomplishment, that's going to bring about more companionship,
Mhm.
greater sense of belonging, right? All of those things are possibilities for being happier. For some
Right.
people, it's being more financially comfortable.
Yum. Yum.
All right. So when we start picking those things apart and getting to understand that, that leads us into a particular direction.
Right.
And then, for example, if someone wants to be more financially independent, that's going to lead to very specific goals for how we're going to get there. Right.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's the important part, to sit back and understand where it is I want to go. Because sometimes we don't know that part. We just know we don't like where we are. And, the challenge with just jumping ship is wherever you go, there you are. So we're in the same boat over and over again. But if we turn around and get a sense of really where we want to go, then we can begin to dismantle some of the things within ourselves, beliefs or attitudes that would prevent that from occurring.
Mhm.
Does that sound about right?
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So the how of visioning, different paths to the same destination. When I went through this process, when I didn't go through the process, but as I read through this, looking at now, you've listed three different visioning methods to consider: the Wheel of Life, the personal inventory, and then the Beckwith life visioning process. I've only ever done Beckwith's life visioning. I haven't done these other ones.
Mhm.
So, can you just talk a little bit about each one and how they're different or how they work?
Mhm. Okay. Um, well, the Beckwith is the one that you're familiar with, and
Yes.
he has, in essence, his 4 questions, and it's basically about what do you want, what do you want to release, what is this going to mean to you, and can you listen to hear what
Mm,
spirit is telling you.
exactly. Yes.
All right. And as much as I like that particular method of doing visioning, doesn't necessarily appeal to everyone.
True. Yeah.
And certainly not if they don't have that type of a particular spiritual bent.
Mm. Yeah, that's the big point right there, eh? Is that spiritual perspective, because his does come from that perception.
Right. Right. So I felt, all right, I know I need to have other things in there. The other two that I'm working with, or that I work with, um, the personal inventory method. Um, that one is probably the one that is easiest for most people to
Mhm.
to get into. It's like, what's going on in your life, all right? And you can look at all different aspects of your life. You can look at your health. You can look at your um, financial well-being. You could look at your relationships, etc. So about 8 different things altogether.
Mhm.
Um, and being able to look at that and say, do I have what I want? Is there something that I'm still looking to achieve? Is there
Mhm.
something I'm looking to release? Right? So it's a relatively easy way for people to look at uh, the
Yeah.
idea of visioning. And as an inventory, inventories are not writing down what you don't have.
Right.
Inventories are understanding what you do
You
have
have.
and what you need.
I like
So,
that a lot. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's something that I have seen people do so many times over the years. When I was in AA, because yes, I was been a recovering addict for how many years now? 45 years.
Wow, good for you.
As of
Good
April
for you.
21st, 45 years.
Yeah.
Um, we would always talk about a personal and fearless inventory
Yeah.
and a searching and fearless inventory. And so many people would create a scorching and fearful inventory
Yeah.
because it was like, I'm not this and I'm not that and I can't do this. And well, that doesn't help very much because
No,
it
it
just
doesn't.
drowns you.
Yeah.
So being able to do this personal inventory, again, is a way of looking at what's working in your life, what's not working.
Yeah.
And then we can dig into what that means to you, why that's
Mhm.
important to you. And then the wheel of life concept, very similar, but what I like about it is that it's a visual
Right.
concept. So you have this wheel that has all of these different um, radii within it, circumferences within it.
Yeah. Not
And
sure the word, but yes, I know
being
what
able
you're
to
saying.
plot, where you are on it, you
Mhm.
can see, is this a nice smooth wheel or is this a wheel
Mm.
that has a lot of flats and divots? And you can see where you're putting an enormous amount of your energy and your time and where you're putting very little.
Okay. So you could, in fact, kind of mix these up.
And I often
You can, yeah, just kind of go, oh, because I'm looking at that personal inventory method, and I thought, yeah, I did that. I did that years ago. I had been wanting a relationship, but I did not have very good luck with relationships. And I sat down one day. It was actually my 45th birthday, and I went, huh, I like my life. And I went, I live in a city that I love. I do work that I love with people that I love. I feel satisfied. My home, I love my home. I love the neighborhood. And I just went through and I thought, it's not everything I ever dreamed of, but it was enough. And I just felt really kind of fulfilled in that moment as I did that inventory, going, I really like my life. And if this is as good as it ever gets, I'm actually okay with that. And I think I met Pierre 2 months later. So that was like 25 years ago, right? But it was a great way of going, okay, what in my life is working? And it was like enough stuff was working that I didn't feel the need to have a partner anymore, which changed the game completely. Funny how that works.
I know. Regardless of how many times people look adoringly at one another and go, you complete me. It's like, no, you need to be a complete person in and of yourself.
Yes, you do. On that note, we're going to take a short little commercial break. You're watching The Joy Show here on the New Thought Media Network. And be sure to stick around. We're going to be back in just a minute or two, and we'll have more conversation with Zoe around his incredible book, From Vision to Reality, Transforming Your Life Experience by Achieving Smart Goals and Beyond. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you.
I love that. Come be you. Yeah. Because who else would you be, right? Well, I'm interviewing Zô DeMuro today about his book, and I'm really excited to get back at that. So, Zô, do tell us more about this process of visioning and goal settings. And so we were just talking about the vision process and the 3 methods. But there's also something in here about the self-awareness. Do you want to touch base on that a little bit? Because I think that's a really important piece, being self-aware.
Yeah, it is so common for people when they start setting goals to set goals that other people have for them.
Oh, yes.
Or to see the importance of something in a way that is not particularly realistic.
Yeah.
So understanding the why of a goal is really important. In spiritual circles, we often talk about how why is one of the least important things that you can ask. But in this sense, in this setting, Why is extremely important.
Yeah. I
And
think, yeah, go ahead.
and I was going to say that it becomes very obvious when we start working with goals and we see how people are achieving them or not achieving them, uh, how the why makes a huge difference. That awareness uh, of their strengths, awareness of their drawbacks, awareness of the things that they are well aware of, things that they are ignorant of.
Yeah.
And ignorance is okay
Of
because
course it
ignorance
is. Yeah.
is completely curable.
And the truth is, we don't know what we don't know. So there's lots to learn.
Exactly, exactly. I'll be ignorant the rest of my life about something,
Exactly.
about many things actually. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so that awareness enables us to not only find the truth in what's going on for us,
Yeah.
but it also provides a greater sense of energy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if we know why, it's also a little easier to, create kind of a vision of what it would look like fulfilled. Not that that's exactly how it's going to come about, but I think if we've got a good vision, we've got a sense of where we're going. It's like a map, if I'm going to travel from my house to your house, I need a map
Mhm.
because that's a long distance we're talking. And I'm not going
Yes,
to get there without that. And that's kind of what this is about is I got to know what I have. So I've got my car, I've got my gas, I've got my flight, I've got whatever. And then, where am I going? I know where I'm going. So all of those pieces, what do I have and what do I need, are kind of important pieces in this.
yeah. And it's not only, where am I going, but where am I starting?
Where am I starting from? Yeah. Yeah, and that's key because you have to start where you are.
Yep,
And can you be honest about that?
exactly. Yeah. So
Sometimes.
that's kind of for some people, a double-edged sword because in some
Yeah.
respects they say, okay, so yeah, I really do need considerably more than I thought I did. But on the other
Yeah.
hand, there are so many things that they do have that they were unaware of.
Yeah. I remember having had conversations with so many people. And I remember working with someone at one point who was doing childcare for children with special needs. And I thought, wow, like that is probably the greatest service in the world if you can do it because not easy. I mean, it does take all
Mhm.
of your time and attention. And I remember this individual thinking that that work was not important,
Hmm.
that it would be more important to, be a 911 operator or more important, well, to do just about anything would be more important. And I think we have undervalued some of the most uh, essential aspects of humanity in our quest for money or what we call success or whatever, forgetting that there's actually a piece that without it, none of that matters.
Yes. Very true. Very true.
Yeah. But if I can see who I am, like that self awareness assessment is so valuable. That's that'll take us where we need to go.
Yep. Yep. And we don't get into it in this book. It will be in my next book, though. Uh, the difference between facts and truth.
Oh, yes. We do
People
get
look at,
confused about that one a little bit. Like, what is truth?
yeah, and can I accomplish this? Can I have this in my life? You
Yeah.
know, well, if I look at what I've had so far and I see that and say, well, it has been a fact that this has happened and this has happened and this has not happened.
Mhm.
Therefore, it will or it won't be able to move forward. It's like, is that your truth?
Yeah.
Right? Example I use all the time with that is I used to be an avid runner. And the 4-minute mile, it was an absolute fact that no human being could run a 4-minute mile.
Yes. Until somebody did.
Until they did.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got these absolute facts that absolutely get flushed when we realize, wait a minute, somebody just broke that.
Yep.
Yeah. That's I like that story because I remember a woman here in Southern Ontario who was running a half marathon and somehow got twisted up, and she ended up running the full marathon without realizing it. That's a big that's a big difference in time.
That's a big difference.
And she finished in like second place for the women. It's like it made the papers. It was just one of those really bizarre happenings. But it reminds me of how when I'm in the rhythm of something, I'm not noticing time, distractions, all the little day-to-day things that will take my focus away. The focus is so intense that I can actually do double what I thought I could do, which is exactly what she did. You know, instead of running 13 miles, she ran 26. So it's like, that's massive. And I thought that is such a great indicator of the power of focus.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think you can run a marathon without focus. There has
And
to
the
be an
funny
idea
thing
that
is, I
goes
mean,
with it.
I can tell you from my own experience in racing that as much as you think about the finish line, if that's where you are in your head, you're not going to be able to run as well as you'd like. You need to
Exactly.
be
You will
in
suffer.
the
Yeah.
moment.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And so it's like you can have the goal, but there has to be the desire to do what gets you there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the awareness of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you're talking in here about the goals, you're talking about top-down oriented or bottom-up oriented. Can you explain that a little bit? What those are and, how they work?
Sure. People who are used to doing visioning tend to be more top down. They're seeing the greater picture.
Okay.
All right. And then being able to understand what does it take to bring that into fruition.
Right.
All right. So they have that idea and they might be looking out at a year. They might be looking at 5 years. They might be looking at as many as 10 years.
Right.
And being able to talk about that from that level is wonderful. But how do you actually get there? All right. So we would take those types of things and we would break it down into smaller and smaller intervals. Usually when people come to me and they would ask about, all right, this is where I want to be in 5 years. Right.
Yeah.
5 years is a long time in terms of planning.
It is.
So we would take it down to, okay, what about 3 years from now? What about 1 year from now?
Yeah.
Right. So we start bringing things into a greater and more distinct focus, right? And then create goals from there. Other people know something that they want to achieve.
Yeah.
And the big question then becomes, why? What is that going to do for you?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you don't have an understanding of what it's going to do for you, why do it?
I was just going to say, what's the impetus to do it if that's the case?
Yeah, and then what happens if you do it or you don't do it?
Yeah.
All right. Oftentimes when people come to me with a goal and they have nothing else that it fits into, it's usually someone else's goal that they were given.
Yes, yes.
Even at that, we can still pull it up because it might have something to do with a relationship. It might have something to do with getting a promotion. It could be any one of a number of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So it's the top down is the how do we do it? The bottom up is the why are we doing it?
How and why. Oh, I love that. Yeah, because the how is important, but the why, I think, is even more important. You know, to be able to go, like, I have to do this. Like for me coming here to Toronto to start this center, it was like, yeah, it's what I got to do. There wasn't another option for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is it. So what does that look like? So that's been an interesting process, what that looks like. But yeah, it's changing all the time. So now you've put this into the SMART framework. So can you talk a little bit about what that is for anybody who doesn't know? I mean, I'm sure most people do, but let's just break it down.
Okay. So as an author, I love to write, but I don't remember things very well. So I always use notes.
Yeah, perfect.
So forgive me if I look over at my notes periodically.
That's okay. That's quite all right. That's quite all
Okay,
right.
so as I explained at the beginning of the book, there are a number of different ways that people have taken that acronym and broken it out into different words.
Yeah.
All right. The words that I use for it are specific, measurable, action-based, realistic, and timelined.
Okay.
Specific being probably one of the most important things. Because
yeah, that's an important one for sure.
And I break down into a fair amount of detail as to what it means for something to be specific.
Yeah.
Because if it's not specific, it can't be the second part, which is measurable.
Right. Yeah, you have to be able to measure it to know if you've actually succeeded. So what would that look like? Okay. Yeah.
The action-based goes back to our discussion we had earlier about being happier. It's like, okay, be happy. Go ahead.
Ta-da! On cue.
Or I want to be 20 pounds lighter. Okay, go ahead.
Ta-da! Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
So there are things that you have to do in order to achieve that. Realistic was one of those things that I really enjoyed because I found that so many people who try to write goals, they say, well, how is it? I mean, this doesn't really seem realistic for me. Well, what makes something realistic? What makes it unrealistic? Being able to understand that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
All right. And it's one of the things that people have done to themselves so many times. This is definitely the mid-January demise, because people create goals that are just not realistic for them.
Yeah.
So the great thing about the SMART process or structure is that it forces you to be able to find things that are realistic by pulling together all these different elements.
Okay.
So if I say, okay, I'm going to be a millionaire, is that realistic for me? Maybe it is. All right. But if I intend to sit here and doom scroll all day and just hope somehow I'm going to become a millionaire, that's not terribly realistic.
The genie in the lamp. Magic.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into that. And then the last is timeline. And
Yeah.
I find that to be extremely important. When I work with people doing this as a process that I'm teaching them, they might start with a year-long vision, a
Right.
vision of where they want to be in a year, but we'll break it down, and we typically will go to 3-month goals, and then monthly
Okay.
goals, and even weekly goals.
That's smart.
All right.
That's
So
smart. Yeah.
if someone says, I want to accomplish something in a particular, at a particular time or within a particular duration, it's like, okay, so what does that mean to you on a daily basis, on an hourly basis,
Yeah.
however it works out?
Yeah.
So that's the basic
Yeah.
way to look at it. I mean, there's a whole lot to that, obviously.
There is, and we only have an hour, unfortunately. You'd think an hour we could cover a lot, but no, not even close. What I love about the book is the fact that you've made it, the format, the way it's formatted is easy to, work through. It's very, it's set up so that it works together. It's like you start on page 1 and you work your way, and it takes you through processes that will lead you to where you want to go. So I really, really like that about it. And it's an easy read. It's written in, regular English, nothing too, like no words that are 12 syllables and things like that, that some people think it makes them look smart. I think it's smarter to have a book that has an ability to reach more people. I think that's smarter than having great big words. So I love the setup of it, the way it goes from page to page, because even reading it on a Kindle, which I don't prefer, I'd rather have an actual book in my hand, but reading it on the Kindle, actually I was reading it on my computer because I can't remember the login for my phone. But it's like, I'm reading it on my computer, which is nice because it's nice and big, but it's like finding that the methods that were put there, the simplicity of those methods, and how I can take them and really easily work out one of my goals and what the outcome would be, because you've laid it out so well that it makes it simple to comprehend, which means
Good.
the process is doable.
Excellent. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And I actually like the idea that it's an online book, because one of the ways that I have seen people use this is they'll bring it up on their screen, and then they'll have their notebook in front of them, whatever it is that they're writing on.
Yeah.
All right. And they can say, okay, yep, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it works well on my computer. I don't like the iPad or the phone for reading these things, but on the computer, it's not bad. At least it's nice and big and I can see it. But you're right. You could have that notepad where you're going, okay, I'm going to do this, 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 and begin to lay out the structure of what it is you want to accomplish. And I've got a big dream that I've, been thinking about for a lot of years. And so I plan on using this to see if I can put some feet underneath it to get it actually moving, because it's kind of sitting at the moment. Oops. And the truth comes out. So if somebody was going to go and buy this book, Amazon.com, or if you're in Canada, Amazon.ca. And again, the title of the book is From Vision to Reality, Transforming Your Life Experience by Achieving Smart Goals and Beyond. The Kindle edition, if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free in the United States, or you can buy it for $9.99. I think it's $10 in Canada. So, it's a great book. It's an easy read, and it's something that you can use moving forward. And because it's simple, it can be on your phone, on your computer, on your iPad. It's like you can take it with you everywhere and just work with these things in a journal that makes it super, super simple. Now, I wanted to, before we break, because believe it or not, we are just about at the end here. When we're creating reasonable goals, which some of us do, some of us not so much, I liked this section where you went beyond the basics.
Mhm.
That for me was really important. So if we could just speak to those 8 goal enhancing tips
Mhm.
briefly, that would be fantastic, because we've got, what, about 5 minutes left. So
Okay, let me see if I can blast through these. So I'm not going to take them in order because I want to start with the one that I think is uh, the 2 that are really important.
okay.
Um, Looking for dependencies between goals and recalling your past experience with a goal.
Yes.
All right. For those people that find themselves getting tripped up by their goals, it's
Mhm.
often because there's a dependency and something needs to be taken care of before you can get to this next step.
Right.
Um, so being able to see that there are dependencies between goals usually helps make things much simpler, much smoother. Recalling your best experience or your worst experience for that matter
Mhm.
really helps. What was different then? What made it work at that time? And it might even be over the course of a week. You know, I said I was going to meditate 5 days this week, and I meditated 2 days.
Yeah.
Why on those 2 days? What was different about those 2 than the other 3? Right.
That's a good question.
Okay.
I like that.
Let's see. Actively anticipating potential obstacles.
Yeah.
We're taught so often in the spiritual world to be as positive as possible,
That
which
can be
is
an obstacle.
extremely important.
Yeah.
But if you never look at things that are holding you back, how are you going to get beyond them?
Well, that's the thing. Now we're down to 3 minutes. So I want to ask you one question. I mean, I know we didn't get through all 8 of these, but the question I want to ask is, what is the most important thing you think people should take from this interview today?
Okay, most important thing is you have tremendous power. You have tremendous capability within you. You have a
Yeah.
creativity that is astounding. And if you doubt that, think of all the stories you've told yourself over the years
Yeah.
and think about how convoluted you've gotten with some of those stories on the negative side. Well,
Yeah.
if you could do that, you can do that on the positive side as well.
Yes,
So
you do.
it's about that being able to have that focus, being able to be aware, being
Yeah.
able to be dedicated to what is really going to be fulfilling.
Mm. I love that. I love that. And I agree. I think that's the most important thing. And again, we bring up focus. We need to know where we're going, and then we have to have the focus to actually take the steps to get there, which is really incredible. And ultimately, we have to start where we are. So we have to figure our own self out before we can really make that giant leap forward. So thank you so much for saying yes to coming on the Joy Show today.
No,
It
thank you for
was,
having me.
oh, it was great to have you. Might have to have you back so that we can, round this out a little bit more for people, because it really is an excellent, an excellent tool for moving yourself beyond your current place of stuckedness, if that's a word, into a place you'd like to be. So thank you so much, and we will talk about another date. And meanwhile, thank you for watching The Joy Show on the New Thought Media Network. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And by the way, if you want to be on the show, we'd love to have you. Send me an email. I will book you in and get you set up. And for those of you who love to support great causes, be sure to go to ntmedia.org and donate. Keep this network on the air. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to come back next time when we have more great information, and have a most wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, Zoe. You're a gift.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.